You are watching a Fact TV presentation of the Town of Swansea.
In the pledge.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Stacy. All right, before we get into our agenda, I'm going to move two items. Item number 7, which is nominations for the officers, will be moved to right after the consent agenda, become item number 5. And then a new item 6 will be the chairman's committee designations. All right, Mark?
Make a motion to approve the regular minutes for March 4th and March 10th.
Do we have a second? Somebody second?
I think it needs to be one of the three of you, since we were not present.
Anybody can second it, but yes. All right, ready? I thought we had done these, but they,
Really good job on these.
but these,
This was version 3 that we're looking at.
yeah, what's that?
This was version 3 that
Yeah.
was,
I don't know, they didn't get changed in this particular one that I received. Is it different than what was handed to us? No, they didn't get changed, so we're going to go through a few of them here.
I think this is one.
So the one that came out in our packet wasn't changed. Ready?
Well, I've got to find the one that's in the packet then and make changes to it.
Okay, so you made the changes, but they're just not the minutes that we have. Okay.
Want me to look on the server, see if we can find them too? I just
I've been
couldn't.
through and the name.
I think there's so many versions in there, maybe they were the wrong ones, let's see. So, do you know which ones it's gonna be? Version,
Version 3 is the one that's
I don't, there's no version 3 in here. for March 4th, version 2. What's the server? We could just make the edits off version 2. Make the edits off.
If this is version 2, okay. Just close the other stuff down. Okay.
Okay, so we're looking at March 4th, page 2, under administrative update. Second sentence. This has to do with streetlights. The wording is could be renewed, and renewed should be removed. And then the last word, annually, should have been periodically, or something along those lines. We don't do it annually, but.
Are you suggesting the same minutes that you were giving me before?
I believe so.
So then.
I just don't know, Sue.
Okay, sorry.
Me too. Third paragraph, last sentence. Laura, you may be able to help with this. Additionally, the town is asking for funding through Shaheen's office for the Grange Hall as well as the West Swansea. I thought it was the West Swansea sewer, because they were seeking money for a new mechanized plant.
Yep.
Gosh, I can't read them all already. Okay, no, that's it. And page. That's all I had for March 4th. Anybody else have anything for March 4th, Lori?
No, those were, the version 2, I think, is my edits.
I think so too.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve March 4th minutes as amended.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Abstain?
I abstain.
Abstained.
Okay, then March 10th. After nominations, the first paragraph, it states that I informed the committee that I thought there were some ideas of things the committee could do. The welcome wagon gift was suggested by Chair Kathy Bergstrom.
Yeah, which is, I think is how I had it the first time, but we can change that.
And then in the last phrase, after Adam Paquette, I'm not as a single selectman, I'm not in a position that, none of us are, to tell a department head what to do.
Okay.
But I suggested that the committee should be consulted with the zoning audit. And he did agree to do that moving forward. The last line of the last paragraph, you I noted Kathy told had should be crossed out. Kathy informed the committee. And then that, and then the rest of the phrase on page 2 is fine.
Okay.
And then the second full paragraph that begins with Tempesta, we got east and west reversed. The wetlands are on the east side of the road, and the wetlands, the more developable areas on the west side. In the next paragraph, I just ask my colleagues here, this has to do with an easement that is being offered from the town of Swansea on behalf of the Stratton Library to the abutter, one of the abutters. And the original version, which is the one that I gave you, indicated that there would be approximately, that the easement would be approximately 10 feet by 70 feet. That's now been amended to the easement will be the width of the driveway by 70 feet. So what's here is accurate from what was at the last meeting, but I just wanted to make you aware that the new rendition that's going to go to the neighbor is not going to indicate 10 feet, it's just going to be the width of the driveway.
I had 10 yards, but exactly
10 feet, yep. Yeah, so we would change yards to feet. Yep, that's it.
Make a motion to approve the March 10th minutes as amended.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, abstain?
Abstain.
Abstain?
Make a
Thank
motion to approve the non-public minutes for March 4th, 9 a.m. session, March 4th, sessions 1, 2, 3, and March 10th, sessions 1 and 2.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed?
Abstain?
Abstain, sorry.
Sure, no
It's
worries.
March 3rd. The first one is March 3rd.
Oh, do we need to change
Yeah.
that?
Did we, I thought we had corrected that, but we didn't.
I
You're
don't
right.
know, is it in the,
No, you're right, Sue. It was March 3rd.
okay.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? You all can participate in this one.
I almost said, yeah, I almost seconded it, but he was too quick. I'm in favor of it.
Okay. Lori, were there any additions?
To the consent agenda? No?
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Great. All right, next item on our agenda is the election of officers. I'd like to nominate Jim Tim.
Skipping over the public input?
Yep. You missed that. I moved it.
You moved it, that's right.
Gosh, you've been so nervous about it.
You're right, exactly. There's no question
I would
about it.
second that.
Make a motion, we nominate Jim Tempesta as chairman, Mark LaBelle as vice chair, and Jay Ward as secretary for 2026, 2027. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Sounds like a great slate.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay. Good job, boys. Good one.
That's handing this hand over to me.
Where's the cow?
Congratulations, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm getting into, but, you know. Well, thank God Sue is here. You don't have to worry about it. When she's not, Lori is.
Right.
Well, before we start, you know all, I've been selectman for 2 years, so this is my big third year. I'm gonna do the best of my ability, but I feel very confident if, I have a great support team here, so I'm gonna try to do the best I can, and I took this because of this team. I wouldn't have took it if I didn't feel confident in the team that I have behind me. So if I do have something that comes up that I'm not sure of, I'm not comfortable with, I will be asking my team to assist me, and anybody that can assist me, I'd appreciate it if you could, so we can get the right answers out of everything we do. Thank you, guys.
All here to support you,
Thank you.
all of you.
Okay, that being said, we're going to talk about appointments, right?
I apologize for who seconded Bill's.
Right?
Jay.
So we discussed, select board being on committees, right? And we have to assign people to go on these committees, and we kind of put together a little brief. We can go down it, see who can be on it, what we suggest it, and if something don't work, we can discuss it. How's that? Okay? So we'll go down the committees, the Board of Selectmen, obviously, capital improvement. I think we had Mark. Are you okay with that? That he'll sit on the capital improvement? Conservation Committee, Commission, Jay,
Oh, yeah.
okay? The EDA, which is me. Alan, we put on an energy committee. You good with that, Alan?
Absolutely.
Okay? And you'll be on that, Bob? Joint Loss Management Committee, Mark? Sure. Okay. Old Home Day, we thought Alan could help out with that.
Absolutely. I'd be pleased to.
Okay. Planning Board, now that's a tough one. We're gonna try to divide that up between 3 months, every quarter, or 4 months. 4 months, and we were talking about Alan, Bill, and me doing it. Alan, would you be okay with the Planning Board for 4 months out of the year?
Absolutely.
So we did look at the months, right, Bill? And we decided, how did we figure that? Did you write it on this one?
Yeah, so, Alan, you would be now, April, May, June, and July.
Correct.
All right.
And I would take over for August, September, October, and November. And then Jim would take over for the balance.
December,
up-
January, February, March.
Up to town meeting.
Very good.
And we all know that if you can't make it, you call on one of us, and then we'll cover for each other as much as we could, right?
Excellent.
So if you can't show up, you can call me, say, Jimmy, I can't do it, and I can just step in and fill in for you.
And would you remind me, when does the planning board meet?
Well,
Second and
that
fourth Thursdays.
is second.
I'll give Adam and the committees, the ex officios, and I'm sure they'll reach out by email.
Excellent.
Is that correct, Mark?
At 6 p.m.
Just one thing maybe you thought of, maybe you didn't. Jim, you're taking the end of the year. You're pretty busy during the holiday seasons with your other stuff. Is that a good idea?
December is gonna be my toughest, and Bill mentioned that he might be able to cover me, and I was hoping Alan, if that comes up, January, February, March, I thought of that, and thank you for saying that. But, yeah, I think the summer I'm gonna be more busy, with the pizza place and everything too, so that's what I'm gonna attempt. I think I'll do okay, but thanks for your concern. Rail Trail, Alan,
I'd like to continue with that.
okay. Trustees of the trust fund, we have an opening, we don't need that, right? Okay,
I'm on
And-
that, don't worry.
okay. That ain't my name on the zoning board.
Jay.
I'm on the zoning board already, so I can.
Yeah, so we're all set there.
Yeah.
So part of that for me. And then, Mark, Governance Committee, you're gonna stay on that?
Yes.
Okay. And then we gotta have a new one, right? Water and sewer, right? And me, Bill, and Alan thought we could help out on that, all three of us, right? And that meets what? When you,
They schedule their
they
meetings.
schedule those meetings, right? Yeah. Okay, does that sound good to everybody?
Alan's got a lot of committees, hope he can handle that.
Well, you do too, Jay.
I'll let you know if I.
You do too, Jay.
I have 2.
I mean,
I'm not
but
asking
some
for
of these
more,
don't meet a real lot either, you know what I
Right.
mean?
I'm not asking for more work, I'm just saying. He's got
We
about
could
5
give you
committees.
another one, right, Bill? We could find something for him.
Or I could go to
Are
one
we
on
gonna
my
be
own
having
without
the
having to be,
Old Home Day committee?
We have it, and
Okay.
Alan's gonna be
Oh,
on that.
Alan's on that, okay.
Yeah, would you like to be on it, Laurie?
Well, I can attend any one of them.
That's right. Wow,
I
you're
don't-
gonna be busy.
Yeah.
Good.
There's other thoughts for you.
Can I have that so I can
Sure.
It sounded ominous.
And then I'll take it when you're done, just so I can.
Yes. So now we got public input. Anything? Okay, Marcus.
Two things. One is, I went to Coffee Connections this morning, and they just asked me to remind the board that, I guess they're waiting for a letter from the board to approve the painting of it. I don't know what the details are, but I was just asked to bring that to your attention. I think they're just looking for a simple letter from the town so the painter can start scheduling it.
Yeah, I think there was an email going around about that, and I probably should,
Looking at plans?
yeah, because it is in the
Oh,
minutes.
he's still gonna
Yes.
do that? That same guy that came up a year ago?
Yes, he was unable to do it last year. The spring rains were so extensive.
So is that something you do,
I can
Laurie?
take care of it, yeah.
And
It
then
is in the
what-
minutes that the board approved it, but I think he wanted a letter stating that the board approved it. I just gotta look back in the minutes and find out when it was that we did that.
But we already did it, so we're all set.
Yeah, I know you got, I was there.
Well, thanks for reminding us, that was
I
good.
think just because the year went by, you know, they look for some. The second thing is, in the packet, you have a list of projects that you'll be working on throughout the year. And I really would love to see the town get behind a watershed management study for Wilson Pond. Like, that would be nice to be added to that list of things that you're working on this year. So just food for thought.
Thank you, Mark.
Do you want to consider asking Mr. Ward to head that up and move it forward?
Would you like to do that, Jay?
I was going to be looking into some of that anyway, so it's not a matter of, I mean, you don't have to authorize me to do it, I was going to do it anyway.
Perfect.
That could be some of my extra project, and we're
Right.
doing another committee.
Well, we just started, so don't take too many on, because it could be a lot ahead of you.
Well,
We could have a big year here, Jay.
we have a lot of things to do.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
We still in public input? Bob, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm on the agenda, or should I speak now?
Could you just come up and, yeah, use the mic?
How you doing, Bob?
Good. Well, Bob Abdett, I'm the chairman of the Energy Commission, and this last couple of weeks, we've been working on getting some project funding for the fire station. Today, I got news that the grant that we applied, or the funding we applied through Maggie's, or I'm sorry, Representative Goodlander's office is only 35% of the project funding. So that's a disappointment because we were looking for 100%, and they're asking us to basically withdraw the application or promise we can come up with about 50% of the cost of the project, which is about $400,000. They asked me to come to Goodlander's office asked me to come to the meeting and urge you guys to find the money because they are so excited to help. I did mention that that would probably be a hard sell, but we would love to come back in a year if possible, but that's a decision you guys have to make. I don't know if you got $200,000 lying around anywhere, or if you got a line on grant funding. All they need is a promise that we'll come up with the money and they'll keep pushing. And I was told they had 67 applications and they chose the top 20, and ours was one of the strongest, which was awesome.
Excellent.
But again, 35% of the funding from their office, we'd get probably another 15% from Eversource for the batteries. The town would still have to come up with 50% of the cost. And of course, $400,000 again is ballpark, but it's comparative to the what we spent on the wastewater treatment plant. We know how successful that is, and I mean, I'd love to go to the public and say, this stuff pays for itself, and we have proof, and it makes the town resilient and independent, but I don't know how we can ask for $200,000, not right now. So, that's what I have to say.
Bob, is this grant, is a 35% a standard payout from these grants from Goodlander's office?
Well, I guess it changes depending on who's the majority in the House. The committee rules change. I did not know this. I'm learning a lot. And she said if the majority changes in November, the committee rules will change again. And so we might actually be eligible for more money in the next 2 years, or I don't know. I can't answer those.
Right.
But they were, you know, they were very disappointed when I said, I don't think we can come up with that money. I wish. But because they were really excited, and they're still really excited to continue to help us in any of our projects.
I would think all the applications, all the people would have a hard time coming up with that, right? I mean, everybody's gonna have
It
to come up
depends,
with
every
What
project.
happens if they all get an answer like us? Like,
Yeah.
we don't have that kind of money to pull out. I wonder what happens.
I guess they got like 45 other applications they can consider, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, but my understanding is they have to be to committee by Friday, by the end of this week. So, and then it will be about a year before we know where the funding, if the funding, but when people apply, we had to apply through the USDA for some kind of rural improvement. And they only fund 35%. So if you were to fund through a different committee or a different department, we might get more funding, but I don't know how it would qualify. I don't know these ins and outs that well. You know, this is a thing a grant manager knows, and it's so obtuse, but it is great to have these people in our corner. So knowing them and having them down there is great news for us, whatever you guys decide.
Is there a possibility of any other grants being out there, perhaps?
I have no experience with grants, looking for grants. As an Energy Commission, we haven't done any of that work. And, you know, we'd gone in with the assumption that we're just going to go 100%. We're going to apply 100% on this. It was sort of a, I don't know how, shot in the dark anyways, because it was all came together within the last 4 or 5 weeks, right? So.
A little bit shorter time frame than that.
Was it?
Well, 2, basically. By the time we got to Lori and Stefan.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, if I shared the information with Frank Richter, and I don't know if you saw his email, but, you know, he's our circuit, he's from Clean Energy New Hampshire, they're representatives of ours, we rely on them for information, and they also represent energy interests like renewables and things like that up in Concord. They lobby for us and stuff like that. And Frank said that, and we know this is true, that if the town could get 35% for a new grader or a new fire station, they'd probably pay the rest. That'd be easy, because it would pay for itself. And then he explained, like we know, the wastewater treatment plant, it's exceeding expectations. It's creating revenue for the town. And this project would do that too. But are we gonna ask Swansea residents for $200,000?
And when will we ask them?
How
We'd
under
ask
budget
next
our
March,
fire
so.
station is coming in.
Oh,
Some money there.
So if you have some,
We still have to-
if we have
we have to wait till next year,
designated
right?
funds
'Cause-
like that,
Well, no, because the voters already approved the fire station.
Oh.
technically, the possible solar array was included in the description of the possible future of the fire station. It wasn't part of the request.
Right.
Technically,
Right.
but it was said that this was available for future use.
it was too bad that we didn't put those two together when we were funding the bond and applying for project funding. We could have put them in, and we obviously had more than 50% match at that point. We could have got 35% at that point. We didn't know. We're learning. Whether this happens with Shaheen, I don't know, because we've also applied for money through Shaheen, through the Senate, and I don't know how that process is going. But
that was for the DPW.
yeah, and the question too comes back to if we don't get accepted or forwarded to committee, do we come back with a DPW plan that incorporates the solar and the battery storage? And then we apply for it again at that point. So these are all just possibilities. And we don't have to we don't have to spend $200,000 tonight, obviously. We don't have to do anything, because this stuff, technology's changing every day. It's getting better. We could wait a year and we'll still come out ahead. So.
But the good side of it is that in a very short period of time, you and Stefan were able to put a package together that got us in the top 20. That's
Impressive.
very rare.
Kudos to
Yeah,
you.
fireworks. Yeah.
Seriously.
I think it's more important too to make those contacts. So with those folks in Goodlander's office or whoever we're talking to, because they really They really were bending over backward. I'm getting ready to text them now, because, well, you haven't taken your vote about whether I should text them and say we're withdrawing our application, because they need to know tonight or tomorrow morning. Is that something you guys can do tonight, or to vote and authorize me to tell them?
I think we could do that, couldn't we?
We could vote no.
Vote no, that's, we can vote yes, but we can vote no. So they get their answer, right?
The only other option would be the fund balance. Do we have latitude there?
We got the PSNH thing, right?
Yep.
Just,
That just came, yeah. So
Well, Frank at Clean Energy New Hampshire also wanted to talk to us about maybe even starting a capital reserve fund for energy products when stuff like this comes up. So that's something maybe to put on the back burner too.
well, that, you may want to put that in your file for August, September, to meet with the Capital Improvements Committee
Yeah,
and make that suggestion, because it would come through them.
yeah, and it wouldn't even have to be much money. Maybe we could even figure out a way to take some of the profit from the wastewater treatment plant, you know, maybe like 10% and just shuttle it off in there. I don't know if that's possible, but, so,
Anyway, just speaking off the top of my head, I don't think we have the opportunity without a special town meeting, and this clearly is not an emergency.
yeah.
We can only spend what we're authorized to spend, and we're not under budget by anywhere near that amount of money for the fire station. We're pretty much tracking on budget.
Unless we knew we were going to get a grant from some other source to
That's what they-
supplement what this grant would be,
Yeah.
I don't see how we can go.
That was one of the things that I was told, that if I came to them tonight and told them that we have a line on grants, we also are gonna hold a special meeting to see if the town will vote on the $200,000, they would continue with the application. That's just, you wanna make sure you have all that
And
information.
there's no way the application through Shaheen's office, which was for a building that wasn't approved, could be transferred to, no,
They're two different processes.
yeah, in two different buildings.
I didn't know this either, but the Senate calls them congressionally directed spending. The House calls it community project funding. And there's all different rules depending on who's in charge of the body at the time, so.
And we went in under an EOC shelter for the fire station, which we did. We did shelter, but not the EOC
Right.
for DPW.
And obviously, it's a very worthy project. They think it's a great project. This is the sort of project they've been looking for, obviously. So let's not give up. And I got the call and I was not really disappointed to hear that, because they were like, you gotta figure out a way to make it work. That's good. So,
Very good. And let's keep that
I don't know
connection.
unless Lori has something, whatever Stefan is working on with regard to grants, but being able to give them an assurance is, we would be disingenuous if we did that.
Yeah, you know, I already told them what your answer is. I just need to know it officially.
I make a motion to withdraw the grant.
Yeah, 200K.
2%? 1.5%? We can get 1.5%, but with a 30-year payback, that would cost us another 200,000.
You know, and the.
1 year term?
And the fact is, you know, it's too bad that we didn't have a little more warning about the process and everything, because the fact is, I think that Swansea likes this sort of project, and when they see that these are successful and they're making money for the town, they're willing to make an investment, but you can't just expect them to jump, you know, like we're asking right now. I get that.
Well, we can't. It would have to be court ordered, and this doesn't qualify as an emergency.
Yeah.
So my only other concern is, this means we all need to vote for Goodlander this fall.
I don't know, does she have competition? I haven't heard.
I don't know if she does, but what I'm saying
Yes.
is, if we lose that office, now we have good connections in that office, we could probably make good connections in someone else's office, but it's still,
We have a connection with a person in Goodlander staff that probably would not be there if she
Yeah.
is not reelected, yeah.
We need friends in Washington.
it just bothers me that as you said, different administrations have different rules and different payouts, and how we came close here. Are we likely to come close again? It all depends on whatever happens in the
I
election.
mean, if everything stayed the same and we came up with the extra money somehow, we'd probably still qualify, you know, but I mean, I would think, I don't want to get into politics, but I think we'd have a better chance if the majority changed in Congress.
All I'm saying is that it's a little disturbing that as things change there, our chances of getting money like this change, and that's what I'm
All
sorry
right,
about.
so we do have a motion on the floor from Mark to move
To
on.
withdraw the
And I'll second that.
application for the grant.
All in favor? Any discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Good job, Bob.
Thanks, guys.
Unfortunately, we didn't give you a
Thanks,
great answer, Bob, but that's,
No,
our
no.
hands were tied, Bob.
Like I said, I am not disappointed. I think it's exciting still.
Yeah.
I think we got,
It was a great
Yeah,
effort.
we're going in a good direction.
we
And
got
we're
a
very-
better idea
You
how
keep
to
up the
go.
good work there, fellow.
Is the Energy Commission consider the wind turbines, not the big ones that, you know, but the little round ones that are pretty
We
self-contained?
haven't really talked much about small home units like that.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is there's usually a very consistent breeze coming from the airport as well.
Got one to give 1 minute.
Down over the hill, so it's kind of like, swoop. And, you know, the fire station is not only ideal for the solar, but it might be.
seen like walls and things like that? Those are very.
And
Thank you, guys, thanks, Bob.
Charlie told me today that yesterday the wind was
That's
so
good, Mark.
strong it blew over a sign and broke it at the dump. So recycling center could use wind turbines.
Good idea.
There are micro turbines, if you guys want us to look into getting micro turbines, you know, for off the grid, to supply off the grid power to places like the transfer station. We can do all that work.
It might be worth looking into.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. You know, and there's all sorts of, I've been looking at portable, plug and play, they're doing plug and play solar, and plug and play solar batteries now, where they sell you a kit for $3,000, and you basically can cut the cord. And it's like, how does this happen? You know, but that's what I mean about technology's changing so quick. So,
Bob, when do you meet?
Thank you.
When do you meet?
we meet the second Monday of every month, and I'll make sure that we get our agenda for the next
Thank
meeting. And we'll put some of this other stuff on our agenda, and we'll schedule a time to come talk to you guys again.
What time do you?
Thank you, Bob.
1 o'clock, Monday, second Monday, here.
Bob, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night. I'm going home to eat cake.
All right,
Oh, that sounds good.
we're gonna move on to new business, and we're gonna talk about the change order for the fire station. Change order for the fire station, so who's more familiar with that? It's the 80 kilowatts there, is that what it's called, Bill?
That was the-
So
yep,
to 100?
The first item noted to change
Yeah.
was the 80 kilowatt generator
You're right.
to 100 kilowatt. And item 2 was for IT. Some of the material was not budgeted there in that project, so that's low voltage wire and labor
That was to bring it up upstairs.
upstairs. Okay?
So, Lori, my question is, on this one, is the, changing from the 80 kilowatt to 100 kilowatt, I understand that, but was the 80 kilowatt already costed into the project?
Yes.
So is the 35,040 the difference between an 80 watt and a 100 kilowatt? 80 kilowatt and 100 kilowatt?
There's the invoices in the back of the.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yep, the 35.
I think I looked at the invoice and I couldn't tell the difference. I mean, couldn't tell,
The
it looked like it was the entire generator.
It's for the entire,
All
all
three.
3 items.
All three
Right, so
items.
all 3 items, but how much of that was already budgeted?
70,000 was budgeted, I believe, Bill, for the
I don't know.
generator. I think we budgeted 70.
Yeah, the generator's 15, 6,
And we
and then
decided to,
11
yeah.
for running the voltage, and then
So-
7.
Right on this sheet, Jay, it shows the generator upgrade from 80 to 100. and then over to the.
Oh,
right.
okay, I got it, yep, that's what I wanted to see.
15,000.
I couldn't, it was sideways on my packet.
It's all broken down.
Electronic, no, it was sideways on my electronic packet, and I was turning my head sideways, and I
Yeah.
didn't
That's all right.
read it carefully.
Yeah, no
Okay,
worries.
got it.
Yeah, so it was 15,600 for that.
So the difference is 15,000, that's more likely. I didn't think that was
It's
the whole
actually,
generator.
it's actually 22, Jay, because it's the first and third item.
Yeah, that's fine. Something smaller for the difference between the 80 kilowatt and the 100 kilowatt is what I was looking for.
And I think the
I
reason.
didn't think one of those generators cost that amount. I thought this must be the upgrade.
The reason for the upgrade too was to allow, I think it was for the elevator, to be able, if we lose the power, to be able to power, for the generator to be able to power the elevator.
For safety and other things, yeah. Okay.
And the second one was 11,680 for the wire throughout the building and upstairs. And the 7,760 was for changing the location of the meter to the pedestal and piping into the building, which that was an increase from Eversource, I believe.
This was all reviewed by Joe DeRusso.
Yes, yep, this came from Joe, yep.
No, it sounds reasonable now that I read the fine print. Couldn't read before.
Where's the money coming
From the budget, right?
Yeah,
The overall budget?
Budget or, exactly, the budget or capital reserve, wherever, bond, wherever we're at.
I move to authorize the change order for the fire station project as mentioned in items 1 through 3 for a total cost of $35,040.
Second.
Pick one, Sue.
So pick one. Discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good job. Okay, moving on, we'll go to the recycling center. We got the repair of the main water line. We want to withdraw from the CRF. Laurie, you want to take that?
Yeah, so that invoice is in here as well. This came from Josh Whipple, our recycling manager. And there was a repairs to the main water line going to the building and for the installation of it, and it's all broken down here. He did have an email. He was pretty tight with his budget. He thought he would be able to do it. If you give me a minute, I can pull up the email here. He was hoping to be able to pull it out of his budget, but he's a little bit worried where he's at right now in his budget and would rather pull it out of the capital reserve fund.
So the project's been done, it's been fixed, everything's done,
Yes.
right? Yeah. We're just trying to find out where he wants to pull the money from, right? I got you.
Right here, I got it.
And we have the money in the capital reserve fund, of course.
Yes, we do.
She's
Yep.
taking a look.
Yeah, the budget is, he said the budget is very tight.
Yeah.
And if this expense had occurred later in the year, he'd feel more comfortable absorbing it in the operating budget. Last year, the main water line for the new building froze, and this year, the problem was even worse. So Cushing's had to come out, and they came out twice during the second visit. They encountered about 25 feet of solid ice that had to be steamed out. So again, he was just concerned, or he said he was concerned about the line could eventually break and if it continued freezing. So he had him come out again. And after speaking with the technicians, they recommended installing heat tape as the easiest and most cost-effective solution. So that's what he did, made that choice to go ahead and do that. And he's just thinking the budget's a little bit tight right now, and he'd like to pull it out of the capital reserve.
I move to authorize the withdrawal of $4,049.10 from the recycling center capital reserve fund for the repair of the main water line at the recycling center.
Second.
Discussion?
I just noted $2,500 and And $2,580 they spent on heat tape. I guess I'm not familiar with what heat tape is, but it seems, wow.
So it's basically just a tape that runs along the line. It's low voltage, it's very, it just keeps the pipe warm, and it turns on by thermostat too. So when it gets cold, it clicks on, and then it keeps the line warm, so the water doesn't, so the line don't freeze. It's right along the line, it stays. They actually wrap the line in it. So I'm very familiar with heat tape, but it is expensive these days, and he had to do it.
But this does sound more cost-effective than other methods of keeping it warm.
Absolutely, and
So-
future problems constantly. So this will eliminate it. There won't be no problems.
Excellent.
Right.
Hopefully.
Well,
So discussion, we have a motion, we have a second. I have all in favor?
Aye.
I,
Very good. All right, where are we now? Old business? Yeah, you have any old business, Larry?
You know what, I'm looking at I think we might have had the wrong packet here, yeah.
Okay.
The PSNH thing I thought I had on there.
Yeah, and I was gonna question you on that,
Yep.
but, because it was on there earlier, but I must not
Yeah,
have the right
I
copy.
think Katie might have printed the wrong one, but that's okay, let's see what we can find here.
Yeah. 263.
Yeah, so anyway, I can just go to the my memo here and explain it. Yeah, so just.
You want me to talk about it for a minute?
PSNH, yeah. If we
Just
wanted to-
well, what I know about it, and then
Yeah.
you can add to it.
Sure.
So PSNH came back with a settlement cost, Bill, and you can help me, you did this with me. And the reason behind this is they thought we overcharged them for the tax on the high-tension wires on our property, right? So they pay us the taxes, right? And then they claim that we overcharged them, so they were fighting for money back. And we went through negotiations with them back a year ago, me, you, and Sly, actually, right? And we gave them an offer. They asked for, I forget, what did they ask for originally, 500?
It was over 500.
It was well over 500,000 they wanted us to pay back. So we felt it's no way, and there was other towns involved. There was a lot of other towns involved. It was statewide. So they were coming back. So Billy came back with a nice firm offer of $1 at one time, and we talked them out of that. But we did come back with an offer, and finally they settled, and they came back with the amount of $263,000.
Yeah, so that's what we calculated it at. So basically, and this has been ongoing since before, probably before Mike Branley was even here.
2018.
Yeah. And so, but they did rule in our favor, but they ruled that, the court found that we overassessed them in 2017 and 18 for, 3 million, 100 and whatever. So we overassessed for that. So but we're still liable to pay for the overassessment on that.
Right.
And that amount is $263,373.05.
So this isn't a big shock to us. We knew something was coming back to us. And I think we knew that we were going to come out of the fund balance with
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
but we didn't know the exact amount. So we are prepared.
Yep.
We are prepared for it.
Yep,
But
and I did
I do want
confirm
to
it.
ask you while we're here, is this something that we should have somebody else, looking at? Who actually makes these evaluations of the property? Is there a special
The
person out
assessment?
there that, yeah, the assessment is there a guy that does the assessment on that kind of
On
assessment?
utilities,
Yeah,
they do specialize. I think Sanssouci, yeah, does specialize in that.
is that something we should look into?
They're one of the best in the state,
Yeah,
so,
that's what we gotta go by. Okay,
and they weren't the only ones that were caught up in it.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right. So that's where we stand, just to update you guys, and Laurie brought it to us tonight, because she wanted to
Yeah, I
make a
just-
motion that we approve to pay it and get it done with, and we're out,
Yeah.
and we move on from here, but,
Because the longer we wait, it would accrue interest. So-
yeah, we don't want to accrue no interest, that's a lot of money, so interest would go fast. So, and we would take it out of the fund balance, correct?
Yes.
so
Yep,
there's
that's
you've written out the motion there too?
Yeah.
motion.
motion to refund Eversource $260,
It's actually gonna be Public Service of New Hampshire, sorry.
Public Service of New Hampshire, $263,373.05
From the designated fund balance.
Fund balance.
from the fund balance.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Spend a lot of money here, no discussion?
Doesn't sound like we have a choice.
You don't think you can get us out of it, Alan?
And if we wait, we're gonna have interest to pay, so,
Okay, more.
Right. So all in favor?
Aye, reluctantly.
yeah.
Is that good, Laurie?
That's perfect,
was a
yeah,
lot
thank
worse
you.
than-
I'm sorry, I thought it had,
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
We figured it out. It's perfect.
That's good.
yeah.
Good job.
Um,
Okay, so we did the water line, we did the fire station, we did PSNH, right? Do you have any update as far as Laurie?
I do, and I'm actually, the other agenda, I think, or packet that I had did have a motion in there too. We were looking for the board to be in agreement to support, let's see here, to support the rail trail. So I'd just entertain a motion to authorize me to submit a letter of support to the Granite State Wheelers Grant Committee in support of the Monadnock Region Rail Trail Collaborative's proposal to install 3-panel information kiosks along the rail trail in Swansea.
Nice.
And I did the letter right here, and I have it already if you'd like to.
Now, do you want to make that motion then?
What she just said.
I'd like to make the motion, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Could you,
So, yep, that's the.
Just make a motion to send the letter.
Motion to authorize.
is
the
that all we
town-
need to do? Just-
Motion to authorize the town administrator to submit a letter of support to the Granite State Wheelers Grant Committee.
Yeah, I make a motion to support,
Authorize the town administrator,
authorize the town administrator to support this,
send a letter.
send a letter of support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me do that,
Mark
Mark.
seconds it. Any discussion on this?
That's great. I
No
love it.
discussion?
Jump on board.
All in favor?
Aye.
It was in the, it was in the other packet. Yeah, it is. Yep.
Oh, right.
All you need is
two signatures on
that, so if I was really
busy, I could just
walk away from that.
I've been doing for years.
Now we got 5.
Yeah.
Lori, did you have on the agenda to bring up the new estimate with regard to the rail trail repair?
Yeah, that was in there.
Is it something you, I think we've known about this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah, there's a substantial increase to the engineering. Let's see if I can find Heidi's last
this has to
name.
do with the warrant article that was passed, that we,
Only 3 people have to sign it, so.
the oil tanner, the quote in December was $1.8 million, 20% of which was a match from the town. And in the last week or so, Lori received an update that a little more than 1.8.
This is over at Krebs? Just that was 1.8 million?
The whole Holbrook. There were
Oh, all the way
paid
down where that
20% of
field
the
is?
1.8.
Krebs. And what's the third? All the way down where,
all just within the Holbrook.
oh, in that section?
Yeah.
And
But
you're
now-
saying the estimate came from 1.8 to
2.9.
2.9?
And
So that's
because
going to affect us in 20%? Right, quite a bit, it's almost
Yeah.
doubled.
It is pretty close.
Yeah, so Stefan and I are going to set up a time to speak with the state about this and just see about if we can get some more funding from them. And certainly looking into other areas for funding as well. So,
And the rationale was that the original proposal was to repair the washouts. The new requirement, I don't remember, was it DOT that put the requirement in, is that they have to upgrade the entire trail in that Holbrook section. So it was originally just the washouts, but now it's an upgrade of that entire section.
Yeah, I was trying to find the email.
And so
Am
this
I
is,
figuring
this is still
this?
the engineering study on how to do that.
See, no, this is the estimate to do the repair.
Right.
It is now 2.9 million. Part of that would be engineering.
When we were supposed to, our 20% was 20% of the engineering, and now we're supposed to,
No, that's the bridge.
the bridge.
This is
That
20%
you-
of the.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
the other part, okay.
This is
Got it.
up near Krebs.
Got it, of the other.
And we're talking about like 590,000 now. We're talking about 600,000, right? 20% of 2.9. Am I figuring it wrong?
Just a little bit.
What, 20%?
58, 580,000.
Well, that's what I said. I said 590.
Oh,
I was right on.
You're close.
But that's a
that's a big jump.
It's a big jump.
big jump from the 360. Ooh. Where do we get that money?
Well, we're authorized to 360.
So we'd have to make up the difference through undesignated funds or something, somehow. Or can we do that? You know, that's the thing.
Maybe it's open to arbitration, because that's a big jump in 2 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
Who handles that arbitration? I mean, who, would Lori go and talk to them? Is that what happens?
Well, she just said
The
that she...
state, yeah, so we have reached out to Julie at the state to figure out what
What we can do.
we can do with this.
So
yeah.
what we're gonna do is just wait to hear from you, and you'll update us on what you can find out, right?
Yeah, I was trying to find Heidi's email. There's so many emails with the exact explanation of it.
To what do they attribute the big jump?
The requirements to upgrade the entire portion of the trail, as opposed to focusing on the washouts. That's the email that Lori's trying to find.
So we walked that, right, Billy? We walked from the big part, we walked down, and we made it all the way to that field, and then we had the dugout. So there's another section that I missed that's further up. We didn't go to that one. That was a long walk that day. It was cold. I didn't think we were ever gonna get to the end of that.
Yeah, if you haven't
Laurie
been there
walked
to
with
see
us.
the
I did, it was fun.
Krebs
And
chasm there,
The Krebs
T-Bone
Canyon,
came with
yeah.
us.
you just take a look at it.
It's unbelievable.
He did, yeah.
So do you want me to
It's
give you
like
more
10 feet
time to
across,
find the email, or you want to
15
just skip
feet
it
I
for
mean,
now?
I can't find the exact one, but, so we did submit the preliminary design submittal. We submitted that to the state through Hoyle and Tanner, presented this, we submitted it, and just my email to Julie, basically begging for some help. So I just said, we noted the estimate, or please note the estimate has increased again above the conceptual estimate, and we believe a meeting with her would be beneficial to determine the next steps forward to secure the additional funds. That we've been working diligently to research other funding opportunities. And I just said, we understand the final design cannot move forward until we receive written approval of the submission along with the notice to proceed. So we're just hoping that we can schedule time with her to get this resolved.
Okay. Anybody have anything to add to that? Are we all good? We're gonna move on. What else you have, Laurie? You have anything else? What-
We got that approved.
You bring up Martin Brook.
See if I can pull up my memo here.
That's the culvert replacement on 32 down near, not Black Road.
Hill Hill.
No, it's not Hill Hill, it's Blake Road.
Oh, right on the corner, yeah, right there, yeah, right on the way to Lake Road. That right, sharp right.
Yeah, I didn't have anything for that, but Bill does, I think.
So there was an announcement that came out yesterday from the state that they unfortunately didn't give Lori a heads up on, so it got ahead of us. But there's a meeting with New Hampshire DOT and the Executive Council on the 24th at 10 o'clock at DOT's office in Concord, and that's to discuss the replacement of the bridge on Route 32 at Lake Road, which goes over Martin Brook. And then the state has scheduled a meeting for here on the 31st at 6 p.m. to do a public hearing on it. And again, it would have been kind if they'd have let Lori know, so we could have been on top of it. But,
31st of this month?
yeah.
I was thinking, Bill, because I really haven't had any communication with them, but maybe they did notify Michael's old email and it's,
Possible.
I mean, it could have been.
So how did you hear about it?
Facebook.
Facebook.
My daughter told me.
That's how you heard about it? So if you didn't have your daughter informing you of this, we would have been blind to it right now?
Unless somebody else saw it on Facebook.
That's amazing.
And we got contacted by someone at the state just requesting for use of town hall, of Whitcomb Hall for a
Get
hearing.
out. Are you serious?
So Katie helped him out and booked the hearing, but we had no idea it was for that.
This is incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
So Stacy and Mark, you've got a meeting on the 31st. And anybody else that's in that area. That's going to really affect traffic on 32.
So that's basically why they're doing it here, because it affects why they're repairing it. It's gonna affect traffic, right?
Tremendously.
Tremendously.
Yeah, because we don't have many alternatives to 32.
Right.
Probably for a long period of time with a bridge, right? They just don't do that overnight. It could be months.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What time did you say on the 31st?
6 o'clock. They're opening the doors at 5:30. They'll have a show and tell.
So
Or a
will-
show anyway.
Will we have members of the select board being at that?
It's not a select board meeting, but we're certainly.
But you think one of us should be there, don't
We should all
you?
be there.
We should all be there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They did do one previously that was at a select board meeting. That was a few years ago.
Is that it, Laurie?
Let me just check. Letter of support. Yep, I think that's it.
You can come back to us. Correspondence? Anything? Anybody have anything?
Before we go to public input, I have two things. I don't know exactly when I should bring these up, but I was approached by two Swansea voters, two different places, requesting that we look at the possibility of adding sidewalks. The first one comes from Nathan Jacobs, who lives on Wilson Pond Road, who asked us to look into putting sidewalks on industrial, by the industrial park, actually from the new development up all the way up to Route 12. He thought, at the time, he said, why are you closing the TIF district? Why are you not spending the extra money that you're getting through the TIF district on putting sidewalks in here? Or why are you not using the extra bond authority to use money for that? And I said, well, I'll bring it to the select board. We can put it on an agenda item. And Bill suggested that we do this, we talk about it sometime when Joe is able to be here as a possible project. I told Nathan I would bring it forward, but that it might be subject to priorities, town priorities of where we put sidewalks and how we use the funds we have for sidewalks. So I think at the very least, we should bring it to Joe's attention that there's a possibility and maybe even invite Nathan to come to that meeting and talk about why he thinks sidewalks would be very important for the industrial park for Safford Drive there. And the second request was from Mike Marlowe, asking if we could entertain the use of the West Swansea Sidewalk Fund to put a sidewalk by the church on Cobble Hill. He says that they do a pantry there, and it's dangerous for some of the parishioners to get into, or the people receiving the pantry items to get into the church, and they would like to have a sidewalk there. Having gone out there and looked at it, I'm not sure exactly where the sidewalk would go, and this is another item that we could talk about with Joe. And I,
Committee, right, sidewalk committee?
Yeah, they have their own committee, but we administer.
the funds
Work
are, it's
collaboratively.
a,
Oh, okay.
it's a reserve fund or whatever
Okay.
that we have to authorize the use of funds from.
Got it.
But he made this request to me to bring it to the board, and I'm doing that. And again, I would like more clarification about what exactly the project would entail, where that sidewalk would be. It's, Cobble Hill Road is, and then the church has got a huge unpaved parking lot, and it's got a curb by where the social hall is of the church as well. It's just hard for me to say exactly where the sidewalk would go and how extensive it would be. So I would like more clarification from Mike, and I'd like Joe to be present if we talk about it.
Well, what would be the process? Wouldn't it be the sidewalk committee come in front of us and
Yeah.
present us the
But I think that-
diagram? And
I think exactly, we could try to set some, but I think if we do have that meeting, Joe should be present. That's all I'm saying.
Joe DeRusso.
Yeah, because he would be overseeing, I think, the installation of the sidewalk.
So
That's my understanding.
I guess we'd leave this to Jay telling Mike to bring something to us if he would like to.
Yeah, I mean, I
further
just,
this.
I think maybe Lori could reach out to Mike and say, if you have this proposal, that we'd like to schedule a time and coordinate it with a time that Joe could be here or something like that.
I'd be a little skeptical of that aspect. Mike is on the sidewalk committee,
Yeah,
and it would seem to me that it ought to be handled internally with that committee,
okay.
and they work collaboratively with Joe.
And then
I
they come
agree
with a
with that.
proposal to us? Yeah, okay,
Joe would actually bring it.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a
So
minute.
that's fine with me.
So that's how it would, right there, we'd go to Joe,
Yeah.
then Joe would bring it to us?
Mhm.
And I
That's how
see,
we did Railroad Street,
okay.
Winchester Street.
Yeah, so I'm learning as we go along here, but I just want to do this the right way, and I also want to respond to what people in town ask me to bring forward, so.
Absolutely.
But
So you
there
can-
there are two different processes
Mhm.
because of the fund that's over here.
Right. So if the sidewalk committee, the only thing there is, I heard from one person on the sidewalk committee about this proposed sidewalk. I hear what you're saying, maybe we should hear from the whole committee, or they should go work through Joe and submit a proposal. So I can get back to Mike and tell him what should happen
Sure.
there. And as far as the Safford Drive sidewalk, that's a different process, and we can talk about some other date. Just something else put on the
Yeah.
future agenda, whatever. Thanks for,
Every year,
I
we
think Joe will be coming in on the 25th. We could have a discussion about sidewalks if you want.
and every year we apply for grants for sidewalks, so we'll just be putting it in that location.
yeah, but there may be other parts of town that need sidewalks more, so
Sure.
I want to leave that up to somebody else's judgment.
Well, we haven't heard from the people, so you've heard from the people on this one, so,
One person?
right now, or one person, right, that's true.
But he represents many.
He does represent several people.
You're right. Very good, Jay. Are
All right.
you all set?
I'm all set.
All right, we're gonna go back to public input, I think, right?
I have one.
No,
item.
Bill, go ahead.
We've talked about, mostly me dragging my feet, but establishing a committee to celebrate the 250th signing of the Declaration, and Alan indicated he wanted to be a part of that. We've been approached by the mayor of Keene, Jay Kahn. They're having basically a countywide event starting on Friday the 3rd with fireworks, which is what they typically do after a Swamp Bats game. But then on Saturday the 4th, they're going to have a parade through downtown Keene, as well as music and other entertainment that will go roughly from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock. And they've asked us to join with them. They've also reached out to other communities. If we were to join with them, I think we talked about this at the Preservation Society briefly. If we were to join with them, they would encourage us to have a float. And of course, there's one theme that's very popular and well-known to Swansea, so I asked Lee Dunham about that. He's going to think about that. So anyway, I indicated to Jay that I would bring it up to you all to make a decision as to whether we want to participate with Keene or have our own event. And there was some discussion when we met with the Preservation Society to coordinate a declaration, our 250th, along with Old Home Day, since they're roughly 2 weeks apart, which we could do. Lee has about a 25-minute silent film that has to do with the declaration. I guess it was done and produced in 1915. It may very well have been shown here at Whitcomb Hall. So one of his thoughts was that if we did participate with Keene on the 4th, that we could then have something later in the afternoon here where we would have our own reading of the declaration and then show that movie. There's another movie that, I forgot what year it was done. 22, that he suggested having as part of Old Home Day, and we would ask the school for use of their auditorium, which would allow us to bring in more people in conjunction with Old Home Day. So we could essentially have two different celebrations.
There are actually 3 pieces, which we saw 2 of them at Coffee Connections one time. Or it's a documentary that leads in that describes the film and Denman Thompson's life, et cetera, and then the 1915 film, of which they've restored the last 2 reels as best they can, because those 2 reels were lost. So they've used some still photos they were able to get and text. It's a silent film, so they've got silent text and pictures, and it's quite fascinating. But the 22 film, they have the whole film of, and these are old films, and there are some special effects in the 22 film.
Yeah, like a cyclone and,
Takes off from the play is one thing, and then the 1915 film adds a love interest, and the 1922 adds a cyclone, and this was a very popular thing, and I didn't realize that the Old Homestead play was actually one of the more popular things that happened in the 1800s.
but your idea of doing a separate event, instead of trying to do something on the 4th and compete with Keene, if we join them and then we do our own thing at Old Home Days, I think that makes a lot more sense. So I'm in favor of that idea.
And I like to do something at Old Home Days as well, and I like that idea too.
So what are the other ideas with the films, right? The historic film and then the 2 individual films. Maybe show those, on the hour, at the break. Sure. Being there, and that way people maybe come, they will attend the 45 minutes
Right.
watching the movie, and they stay for the next one, maybe just cycle through them over the course of the day. People will actually get to see the brains as well and see, for themselves what the potential there. I think those are beneficial. I think that might work. What I didn't care for last year was when they had the music on the other side, because nobody went over there. But if we coordinated it with the Grange, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, and then, the people will be walking across the street with maybe a commitment to sit there for 45 minutes or however long the films are, and, sit through one of them. If somebody's really interested, sit through all 3, whatever. But, I think some of the work of the Conservation Society must. Are the wooden folding chairs still there? I don't know.
Yeah,
Are they?
I saw
That'd be
them.
pretty cool.
The
'Cause
ones
would
like
be-
that.
Yeah, they'd be vintage.
I have an old popcorn machine I can bring over for the movies.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That's cool.
Big popcorn machine all lit up. We can make it like a movie theater.
We found that it was really nice. One of the people attending the screening that I saw had an app on their phone that played music, just over and over again, the same thing. It was nice accompaniment to the silent film, because otherwise it's completely silent. So having something like that as well would be a good thing.
Yeah, because supposedly it was an orchestra playing or something for some of the sound. One thing I did was, leading that session, I went home and found, it was roughly a 3-hour-long session, but we also went on YouTube and watched the last presentation of the play.
Oh, wow.
2016. So my wife and I actually watched that on TV. and it was interesting. Lee was certainly the star, but, yeah, I mean, somebody who's only been in this town for almost since 2018, it's all interesting to me at this point. But
Had they stopped the play by then?
yeah, I think
When they stopped it?
2016 was the last time.
What's that?
I think 2016 was the last time.
But it's on YouTube, so.
So,
What's your pleasure? You comfortable with joining in with Keene?
I very much like that idea,
Yeah.
because they want the whole county, it's not just Swansea and Keene, it's the whole county. And I think that would be great, I would be unhappy if we weren't represented, put it that way. I think we should be represented, and that way, they have a big parade, and we don't have to have a parade here where all that has, and having a screening of the Old Home Days sounds like a great way to have something for the town itself. Yeah.
Your daughter give you this idea too?
How'd you know? She's pretty sharp. I'm grooming her.
So you want agreement from?
We
all
need
of
her on
us
the
that
select
you
board
like
someday.
Your granddaughter?
I have a couple of things I
I'm
wanted to
I'm
add.
just asking if it's okay for me to communicate that.
So like the consensus of all of us to say yes?
One thought I had is the idea of people crossing the road, because there's a fair amount of traffic there. If we could find someone, designate someone, not necessarily a police officer, to just be like a crossing guard, making sure people can cross easily.
Where were you talking, in front of the Grange?
Exactly,
Yeah, that's important.
yeah.
But
You have somebody dress
if
up.
we end up showing the film here on
Right.
July 4th, if we end up showing the film here on July 4th, then we don't have to worry about the crossing guard then, but on all home days, we like, yeah. But I would like to move that we authorize Bill to talk to Keene about our
Well, I
participation.
thought it would be more of a consensus thing that we
Yeah.
could all just agree to it and we're all good,
Okay,
right?
we don't have to have a vote.
Yeah, we won't have to make a motion for that, right? Good.
So what I did was crossing the street, and this probably couldn't happen because it's a state road right now, but, that's a town-owned building. There's no reason why there can't be a crosswalk.
You'll be here next week and bring that up with Mr. DeRusso.
Yeah, have some fun with that, man. We'll supply the paint.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
I said it was a thought.
No, it's a good thought. I think we could dress somebody up in some kind of fun thing and have them be the person that crosses the road, Be fun, like a big chicken, big bird or something, Right? Very good. I think those are great ideas, and we're all in agreement.
Thank you.
We are.
It's nice to all agree.
Hopefully that will happen a lot.
Laurie, how you doing over there? We're all good?
Excellent, yes.
Okay, any more public input?
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep.
Thank you, Stacy.
All right, we're gonna make a motion to adjourn, Mark? No? Oh, so we gotta stay open for the regular.
We do. Oh,
Yeah, we gotta talk about you, Mark.
Thanks for
I'll
coming.
move into recess for a minute.
Make a motion to go into non-public.
Well, Laurie's went to the ladies' room, she'll be
Sue will
right back.
call the roll.
So we'll call the roll?
I can shut down.
Okay, Kai, we're gonna go into non-public.